Do you love the Northwest, but hate all the rain that there is in Seattle?
Do you want to live in an area where you have waterfront property and enjoy all of that nature has to offer? Do you want to live in a place where it's small town feeling, but you have some of the best restaurants available, lots of activities and lots of events?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, keep listening. This is a monthly conversation you won't want to miss. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this very first episode of Rain Shadow Living.
This podcast is your go-to for exploring Port Townsend, Sequim, and the Olympic Peninsula. Whether you're looking to move here, invest in property, or just love discovering amazing places, we're the podcast for you.
I'm Ginny Erickson, a realtor with Windermere Port Townsend.
And I'm Trish Cole, a mortgage professional passionate about helping people navigate home financing and build wealth through real estate.
You know, Trish, I absolutely love where I live. Not only that, I love telling people about how wonderful this place is, whether they want to visit here or whether they want to buy property here. I'm all about sharing the best kept secret in the Pacific Northwest and letting everybody know how absolutely wonderful the Olympic rain shadow is.
I agree, Jenny. I've lived here for a year. I've had property for since 2018, and I call it the backyard playground because it has the seascapes, the mountainscapes. It has everything you want, and it really is the outdoor playground. There's biking, there's kayaking, there's so many things to do here. It's amazing, and the people are so friendly.
Absolutely. My husband and I moved here in 2012. We were looking to invest in real estate, and lucky us, we bought, a beachfront fixer-upper. And we used it as our escape from Seattle because it's just so peaceful and calm and wonderful. And now, all these years later, that fixer-upper is our home, and we couldn't be happier. So if people want to move here, if they're looking to invest in real estate, this podcast can help.
Great. And we'll be talking about what makes the Rain Shadow region unique, from lifestyle and local businesses to real estate and insider tips.
And how about you? How did you come to be here?
Well, we just fell in love with the area. I'm a Washington native, and I am very familiar with all of Washington. I've traveled a lot, but I was born in Washington. So I'm kind of one-sided in my opinion, but I really do feel that we have the jewel of the Pacific Northwest right here in our area.
Without a doubt. And the rain shadow thing is real. In case you don't know what a rain shadow is a weather phenomenon. It happens on the downwind side of a mountain. And so in our case, we have the Olympic mountain range, and we've all heard of the Olympic rainforest. It is truly a rainforest. It gets about 200 inches of rain a year. And yet, as the wind passes over the mountain, there is this odd weather phenomenon, and no rain falls or much less rain falls. So our area, the area we're talking about, Port Townsend, Sequim, and some of the other towns of the Olympic Peninsula that sit within the rain shadow, they only get 15 to 19 inches of rain a year. So it's quite the dramatic phenomenon. And what people who are interested in this area need to know is, yes, it can still be the gray Northwest in the middle of winter, but we have so many more sunny days and so many more days without rain than, say, compared to Seattle. And it really makes living here amazing.
It is, yeah. And it affords a lot of different things. And the towns here are very cool too, from coastal towns to historic districts and thriving art scenes, a paradise for outdoor lovers. And we also have some amazing festivals and small town charms that you might not find in some of the bigger cities. From the Sunshine Festival to the Lavender Festival, the Rhododendron Festival, just about every flower you could think of. But a lot of that has to do with that rain shadow effect and how well the gardens grow here compared to some of the areas in Washington. But I think more than anything, it's a strong sense of community that you get in our towns, from Port Townsend to Sequim to Port Angeles. It just kind of has that small town feel. And people, they quite honestly are very friendly.
Nice. Absolutely. And I think it's charming. I mean, I know that Port Townsend has been called the Paris of the Northwest. And it's one of the most authentic, historically authentic seaports in the nation. It's on the National Historic Register. So it's truly special. I mean, there's so many, I feel like we're surrounded by mountains and water, no matter where we look. It's sort of like living in a postcard.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And, I think moving here, it could be anyone from a remote worker to someone maybe looking at a second home or a vacation home, or maybe this is your last home, but or you're just thinking of finding a good place to vacation. So for an investment home or a Airbnb or something like that. So we'll definitely be touching on all those real estate tips and what makes each area beneficial for any of those questions that you might have, and a lot of other really interesting things too that we'll be exploring in our podcast. So I'm excited about that.
Definitely looking forward to it. This is the place. This is the conversation you want to tune into if you're thinking about moving to the Olympic Peninsula or the rain shadow in particular.
I agree. And we'll be doing deep dives in the neighborhood so you can find out more about that and real estate trends and talking to local business owners and artists and outdoor guides. I think we have the parks department lined up pretty soon to talk about some of the cool beaches. And if you're into finding whether it's agates or glass or whatever, just beach combing or mountain combing, we'll have kind of explore all those different areas.
It is pretty amazing. I mean, if you love seafood, if you love going fishing, if you love crabbing, if you love surfing, if you love kayaking, if you just love painting and the arts, I think in Port Ludlow, there's something like 115 different clubs that you can join. So can you imagine everything from backgammon and mahjong to investing? There's a club for that. So that sense of community is truly real. And we'll be touching on each of the communities and what they have to offer and how they're special and different. So really, this is a good conversation to tune into if you want to know, if you're thinking of retiring or moving to the peninsula, but you don't know where to go. Tune into this podcast. We'll tell you about the different communities and their personalities and what they're like so you can make a good choice.
Yeah, exactly. And I just found out, I have been by the Performing Arts Center in Port Angeles quite a few times, but we had someone come and speak about it. And it is amazing some of the performances they get there. And people from all over come to some of the performance there because they're so unique. One of them's from France. There's some from South America. I mean, there's just amazing performances that are held there on a regular basis that I'm really excited about exploring this year. And a lot of the arts, like you touched upon, not just art festivals, but there are some very refined artists in this area, everything from woodworking to two-dimensional, three-dimensional, all kinds of explorations and lots of fun art walks where you can actually see artists in action. So if that's your jam, this is also a really good area for that. We just want to encourage everyone to sign up for our podcast. Watch us on social media. We're going to have some really exciting stuff coming up. And we will talk about, of course, real estate and mortgage lending and give you insider tips on all of that good information, right?
Absolutely. And we're going to start with a little more information about what is the rain shadow. And so in our next episode, our very first guest is something of a local legend. He's the senior meteorologist at King TV, the NBC affiliate in Seattle. And he is going to answer the question, what the heck is a rain shadow?
Exactly. What the heck is a rain shadow? So yeah, definitely don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you follow us and listen to our next podcast. It's going to be really exciting. We learned a lot, didn't we, Jenny?
Absolutely. And I would really appreciate it if you would tune in because it'd be great if someone other than my husband listened.
Yeah, right. I hear you. See you next time. We look forward to seeing you. We'll be having our podcast once a month. So keep in tune. And if something special comes up, we'll let you know.
Yeah. And if there's something you'd like to see us cover, just reach out.
Yeah. Leave a comment below or leave a comment on our podcast or our YouTube channel. and we'll follow up with that.
Sounds great. Well, we'll see you next time with our special guest, Rich Marriott.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.